So the one thing I would say is you look like you're about to hit a driver.
Okay.
So you can be a little more relaxed, just a little more like you're very stiff, and you can be a little, just lay your arms hang and just sort of be a little more relaxed over it. My two big fundamentals in my putting stroke are getting my right arm in position, getting my right arm tucked in. Sometimes it floats out a little bit, and then I can get putts that miss left. So I really try to get my setup, my right arm tucked in. And then from there, I just focus on my alignment and I take it back. And then all I think about in my transition is my right shoulder going down. So then basically the club head just goes down the target line. Hitting putts from the same position and getting comfortable. I try to hit 3 feet, 4 feet, 5, 6, 7, 8. And basically you're giving yourself a different putt every single time. So what I try to do is I try to make 6 in a row. And the thing is, on tour, if you can hold these putts, that's going to give you an advantage on the field. I missed one from here last week. But if you can, so basically I try to do this all in a row, and if I don't do it, I have to start from the start again. So you're adding pressure to yourself too, and especially by the time you get to the last putt, and if you've done this a couple of times, you start to feel it because you don't want to go back to the start again. So I feel like there's two different parts of putting. There's the technical element of putting, which is, getting in position and making sure you stroke it decent. But then there's a skill aspect of putting, which is varying your speed. How do you read a putt? Do you see it going in firm? Do you see it going in soft? All these sort of things. And what I try to do with these putts is I try to vary the speed at which I hit the putt. So then because you're doing that, you're having to vary how much break you're reading into it and all that. So that to me is what the skill part of putting is. This is a really good drill for me, just to see putts going in at different speeds and hitting it on the high side, hitting it on the low side, all that sort of stuff. So I feel under pressure here. This is already
good practice for the week ahead.
It is good practice.
Hopefully you won't have the crowd standing on the green with you when you're in the tournament.
Hopefully not. Weak. And then I would go back to the start. So I'm not going to keep everyone here all night, but this is actually decent practice for me. What I've realized is I'm much better at aiming. I think most people are, but much better aiming at a point that's, say like a foot in front of the ball. And then I try to pick my point and then line that up with where I'm aiming. So this is like a left edge putt. So I'm just trying to pick a point out on that left edge somewhere that I see. And then that's when I'm walking into the putt, that's all I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on this little dot here, not even looking at the hole. I'm just making sure I get lined up to that. And then once I know that I'm aiming right, then I look at the hole and then I go from there. And this one I hit last time was a little weak. So I'll hit this one a bit firmer on the same line. And all I'm doing is picking that spot right there. Still too low. All right. So you have sort of the same tendency that I have. Your right arm. Well, your right arm floats.
Yeah.
So like what happens if your right arm floats? You go this way, and then the club goes right and the ball goes left.
Yeah.
So you sort of, if you want to try to get your right arm in a little bit, so you can get a little closer to it. You almost feel like I try to feel when I get in there that the inside of my right elbow is sort of touching my side. Yeah. That's a good. There you go, that's better. Oh, yeah, you were aiming. Yeah, you actually were aiming a little left on that one. That's why sometimes whenever you're practicing your putting, it's good to come back and just reset and sort of look and where your target is, and then go in and line up to where you want to go, pretty straight, and then. But that's worked for me over the last just take a step back, instead of, because I'll do it as well, where I'll hit a putt, I'll rake a ball, I'll hit another putt, and I'll lose all awareness of where I'm actually aiming. And it's, instead of going back, doing your routine, making sure you're aiming where you're supposed to, and then go again. So doesn't look too bad for a novice. Yeah. I would say I would like to see your grip. Yep, so that's pretty good there. I would actually like to see your hands maybe a little closer together.
Okay.
So basically what we're trying to do with the grip is trying to get our palms facing each other, and then if you try to make a grip from there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Yes. It'll just give you a little more control. Then you can just rock your shoulders.
Thank you.
Yeah. You don't have to have perfect form to hit good putts. You just need to know what your tendencies are. And to me, setup, like getting set up and knowing that you're aiming correctly, they're the two most important things in putting.
You said lock your hand. Is that the position?
So it's like feeling like your right arm. So if you hinge a little bit, you hinge and you feel like your right arm is just touching your inside of your right arm is touching your side.
Okay.
That's where you want to be. Yeah, and then from there you should just be able to rock your shoulders back and through. Best thing to do whenever you've got a long putt is not to think. It's to be very reactive to it. So not to think about, I have to hit it this hard or I don't have to hit it. So we try to be reactive and athletic and instinctive. Because if someone told me to throw a ball and try to hit this palm tree here, I don't know how far that palm tree is, but I know that I would just throw it and I'd get pretty close. So you just gotta have to let your instincts take over at some point and not think too much. But so basically all we're trying to do is get our palms to face like this, and then if you can make a grip from there, and then you just rock your shoulders.
You actually use that?
Yeah, so to me, so like I'll sometimes hit putts just like this, like not even make a grip, but just feel this, because this is from here, all you really need to do is back through. That's all you need to, but that's where you want your hands to be when you're putting. So the one thing I would say is you look like you're about to hit a driver.
Okay.
So you can be a little more relaxed, just a little more like you're very stiff, and you can be a little, just lay your arms high and just sort of be a little more relaxed over it. So for me, I try to feel like this part of my back is like quite soft, like almost like I don't want to be like in really good putt. Like, yeah, when I'm hitting a golf shot, like I'm making a full swing, I want to feel, but with a putt, you can be a little softer and relaxed. But it looks pretty good. Can't really do much with that.
Except copy it.
I accept copy it, exactly. You should have putted for me on Sunday. Okay, if anything, so it looks really good from behind, from in front. The shaft of the putter is getting a little that way. So if you set up to it, so I'd sort of want it a little more. So you can grip it. I'd sort of want it a little more there. Does that feel strange? A little bit?
Okay.
Okay. Sometimes you set up and it just gets a little that way. And then if you do that, then the putter can start to aim left. Yeah, even if you wanted to set up to it normal and then just at the very last minute, just a little, just to like keep it like as a trigger to forward press to almost get it going. But it looks very good. I mean, I wouldn't change a lot. Very good. Good stroke.